Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. You're here with Rich Charpentier. Thanks for stopping in. If this is your first time stopping here and you enjoy this podcast, be sure to click down in the bottom corner to subscribe and get notifications of when my next video goes out. So first off, I wanted to apologize. I've been missing for a few days, actually almost 2 weeks. I've popped up a couple of videos, but between allergy season and a sinus infection and some other wonky stuff, I've been really down for the past couple weeks. I mean, non-functional. Next year during the spring, I've got to find a better place to go to get away from the seasonal allergies because it trashed me for the last 2 weeks. This is actually my first day driving around again. All right, since I've had all that time sitting around the Airstream, I've had a lot of time to think about more topics, and today we're going to talk about earning a living from the road again, and we're going to talk about work camping. So what is work camping? Well, there are several websites online that actually list open positions across the country for RVers to work in the parks that they're visiting. So Forest Service, state parks, private campgrounds, you name it, there are work camping opportunities. Some of them are really awesome, and some of them really suck. So what are we talking about here? A lot of full-timers who do work camping are retired, and they will find a park or an area that they like, and they've decided that they want to stay there longer. To offset their costs, they'll actually go to work for the park that they're staying at. They'll man the front desk, they'll do lawn maintenance, they'll do improvements, whatever the park owners need them to do. So in exchange, in a lot of work camping situations, they'll get their RV site for free. And a lot of these places on the West Coast, the smaller mom and pops and smaller resorts, you're looking at $400 or $500 a month for a spot, with or without electric. So right in the back of your head as you're thinking about this, say, okay, so they're in exchange for their work, they're getting $400 to $500 a month, maybe a little more depending on the resort they're staying at. And then they put in so many hours per week, helping with new guests, checking people in, doing maintenance work and other things. So it sounds like a pretty good deal, and a lot of work camping situations aren't a lot of hours. And for one example, the park that I stay at for more than half the year, Pointer Rocks RV Campground, they actually pay their work camping employees, and all of their employees actually do live in the park. So they're working with several full-timers. They've got a couple folks doing groundskeeping and maintenance. They've got a couple folks working the front desk, checking people in and informing other guests of what there is to do in the area. It's a pretty good deal. And in the case of Pointer Rocks, they actually pay really well. So they give a nice hourly rate, well above minimum wage, and they also give super deep discounts to their work campers for their sites. So that's awesome. And that's a really fair pay schedule. So on the flip side of that, let's talk about the opposite side here. I've seen a lot of parks that really take advantage of their work campers. So I've talked to park owners where they expect the work campers to be available basically around the clock, and all the work camper is getting is a free site. So $400 or $500 a month, and they're working 40 hours a week. So that's 160 hours a month. Now, here in Arizona, minimum wage is $10 an hour. So at 160 hours a month, that would be $1,600 a month. So if they were working retail or some other job at those types of hours, they'd be pulling in at least $1,600 a month, and they'd be spending on their RV park site $400 or $500 a month. So leaving them over $1,000 a month of additional income, where in the work camping situation, they're putting in all this time and all they're getting is a free site. That math doesn't make sense. That math doesn't make sense at all. And I've seen it a lot throughout parks on the West Coast. And I've talked to a lot of work campers who've been taken advantage of. So you got to be really careful when you're selecting your work camping opportunities. So it's not to discourage you from work camping, but it's to let you know there are positive sides and negative sides. What's really offensive to me, a lot of the work campers are retirees. They're trying to supplement the income that they have so that they can enjoy their travels and see more places and stay in places longer. And some of these parks that are taking advantage by only giving them a site and not paying them, I feel like it's almost indentured servitude. It's just not right. You're depending on the retiree's pension or Social Security or other revenue streams to help them offset their monthly costs, and you're taking advantage of them by having them work nearly full-time schedules and only giving them a $400 a month benefit. That's not great. So what can you do if you want to work camp? And I'm not discouraging you from it. There are a lot of fantastic opportunities out there. Some of the resorts that I work with in southern Arizona do an excellent job with their work campers and provide a lot of benefit to them. And the work campers provide a lot of benefit back to that park as well. Think about it. They're lowering their overhead costs massively. If they had to pay a full-time staff to man the front desk, to do the accounting, to take care of the swimming pools and the hot tubs and the greens, they'd be spending a hell of a lot more money than just trading out a free site. So that's where I think some of these parks are taking advantage of our retired population. And I gotta say, shame on you guys. And to the parks that really offer a lot of benefit for their work campers, awesome for you guys. You're being realistic. You're providing something to some of your guests who become part of your team, and you're treating them with respect. I appreciate that. And I'm going to say it's probably, from what I have seen over the years, it's a 50-50 split. Parks either do really good by their work campers, or they really take advantage of them. So what can you do when you're thinking about work camping? Well, you can check out several of the work camping websites out there. I'll put the links in the show description below. You can look into parks that you'd be interested in work camping at and have a conversation with the work campers who are there. Don't sign up for anything until you've really checked it out. And just as another example, I know another RV resort, and they call themselves a resort, and they're more expensive. And someone that I know who works at a resort in southern Arizona and really enjoys it decided to spend a summer in northern Arizona at an RV resort. He and his wife signed up for 20 hours a week each for their work camping experience with that resort. So that's a full-time person right there between the two of them, 40 hours a week. Well, as it turned out, when they got there, they had a lot more duties. The husband and wife for 3 months were each working 40 hours a week. So they were doing a full-time job. They weren't getting additional financial compensation. All they got was a free spot with electricity. If each of them took a job at a retail store at $10 an hour and 40 hours a week for each of them, so that's 80 hours a week, they would come away with more than enough money to pay for their site, extra cash in pocket to supplement their income, and they would have gotten a much better deal. So in talking to this guy, when he told me what happened to him, he made the determination in the end that he'd continue working with the RV resort that he was working with in southern Arizona during the winters, but he would never again work at this particular resort in northern Arizona because they were clearly taking advantage of him and his wife. So yeah, do your research beforehand, don't get taken advantage of, and make sure to find a park that fits the location you want to be in and also fits with your schedule for what you're trying to achieve as a full-time RVer. All right, everyone, thanks for stopping in. I hope this one was really informative, and I hope to see you out on the road sometime. Travel safe, and we'll see you soon.